20 years ago, Disney gave us a glimpse into the dark, twisted mind of one of its greatest villains. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind the madness of King Scar. So picture this. It's the early 90s, and The Lion King is in production. The creative team, including Elton John and Tim Rice, are crafting the soundtrack. They have this incredible villain, Scar, voiced by the legendary Jeremy Irons. They needed a song that would truly capture his descent into paranoia and tyranny after he takes the throne. And thus, the madness of King Scar was born. The song was designed to be a pivotal moment in the second act. The Pride Lands are a wasteland, the hyenas are running rampant, and Scar is feeling the pressure. He's king, but he's not respected. He's haunted by Mufasa's memory and obsessed with his legacy, or rather, the lack of one. He needs an heir, and he needs a queen. This is where the song gets really interesting, and frankly, a bit unsettling. Or structured as a conversation, or more accurately, a confrontation. Scar is lamenting his problems to Zazu, who is, as always, his unwilling captive audience, complains about the lionesses not hunting, the hyenas being useless, and how no one appreciates his vision. He's a king drowning in self-pity and rage. Then, Nala arrives. In the original concept for this scene, Scar sees Nala, now a grown lioness, and a twisted idea forms in his mind. He decides she will be his queen. He believes that with her by his side, he can produce the heirs he so desperately desires and finally secure his place in history. This part of the song is a chilling, predatory proposal. He tries to woo her, promising her power and a place by his side, completely ignoring the fact that he's the reason her home is destroyed and her family is starving. Nala, being the strong character she is, rejects him outright. She calls him out, telling him he's nothing compared to Mufasa. This is the ultimate insult to Scar. Her defiance sends him into a full-blown rage. The madness part of the title isn't just a metaphor. He completely loses it. He attacks her, and she's only saved by the timely intervention of the other lionesses. This violent confrontation is the final straw for Nala, the event that convinces her she has to leave the Pride Lands to find help. So why was this powerful scene cut from the movie? There were a few reasons. First, the tone was considered too dark and intense for a family film. The implications of Scar's proposal to Nala were very mature. The studio was worried it would be too frightening for younger audiences. Remember, Disney has always walked a fine line between creating compelling villains and not traumatizing the kids watching. Secondly, there were pacing issues. The song was quite long and complex, and it slowed down the narrative at a point where the story needed to be moving forward towards Simba's return. The filmmakers opted for a more concise way to show Scar's failed reign and Nala's departure. Instead, we got that brief, tense scene where Scar calls Nala to his den and she rebuffs his advances, leading to her decision to flee. It conveyed a similar point, but in a much shorter, less musical, and less explicitly dark way. But the story of the madness of King Scar doesn't end there. When Disney decided to adapt The Lion King for the Broadway stage, the creative team had the opportunity to revisit and expand upon the original material. The stage show was aimed at a slightly older audience and had a longer runtime, making it the perfect home for this complex villain song. For the Broadway version, the song was reworked and integrated beautifully into the second act. Serves the same purpose, showcasing Scar's unraveling sanity and his creepy obsession with Nala on stage. With the incredible costumes, lighting, and choreography, the scene is a theatrical masterpiece. It's menacing, dramatic, and gives the character of Scar so much more depth. You really see the gears turning in his head. The paranoia, the ego, the desperation makes his downfall even more satisfying. The song itself is a brilliant piece of musical storytelling. The lyrics are sharp and witty, full of Scar's signature condescending charm. The music shifts dramatically, from a slow, mournful lament to an aggressive, almost manic tango when he propositions Nala. Jeremy Irons had actually recorded a demo of the song for the film, and if you listen to it, you can hear the incredible, sinister performance he would have given. His voice just drips with theatrical villainy, even though it never made it into the 1994 film. The madness of King Scar has become a beloved cult classic among Disney fans. It represents a what-if scenario, a look at a darker, more adult version of the Lion King. It adds layers to Scar that the film only hints at. He isn't just a power-hungry schemer, he's a deeply insecure and psychologically broken individual. He won the throne, but he's miserable. He's haunted by the ghost of the brother he murdered and terrified of being seen as a lesser king. This song is the ultimate proof of his failure. Mufasa ruled with wisdom and respect, creating a circle of life that thrived. Scar rules with fear and brute force, and everything turns to dust. His desire for a queen and an heir isn't about love or legacy in a traditional sense. It's about possession. He wants to own Nala, own the future, and erase Mufasa's memory completely. It's the desperate act of a tyrant who knows deep down that he'll never measure up. 20 years later, listening to this song is still a chilling experience. It's a testament to the brilliant minds behind The Lion King, who weren't afraid to explore the darkest corners of their characters' psychologies. While it might have been too much for the movie, its inclusion in the Broadway show was a stroke of genius, giving audiences a fuller, richer understanding of one of cinema's most iconic villains. So next time you watch The Lion King, remember the madness that was left on the cutting room floor. It's a fascinating piece of Disney history, and a reminder that sometimes
isn't from the movies. It comes from a book series called The Lion King. 6 New Adventures. In these books, Simba and Nala's firstborn is a playful, adventurous male cub named Kopa. He was a lot like his father when he was young, a bit mischievous and always eager to explore. Kopa loved listening to stories, especially from his wise old friend, Rafiki. He was the pride of the Pride Lands, destined to one day follow in Simba's paw. Prince and rule as king. Kopa's best friend wasn't another lion, but a Hyrax named Pimby. Together, they'd roam the savannah, getting into all sorts of minor scrapes. Kopa was known for his favorite phrase, "This'll be great," which he'd shout before every new adventure. He was a happy-go-lucky cub who saw the good in everyone, but his innocent and trusting nature would tragically lead to his downfall. You see, not everyone in the Pride Lands had moved on from Scar's dark reign. Lurking in the shadows was Zira, a fanatically loyal follower of Scar. She was enraged by Simba's return and Scar's death, and she saw Kopa as a symbol of everything she hated. Zira had 3 cubs of her own, Nuka Vitani and Kovu. While she plotted her revenge, Kopa, unaware of the danger, befriended Vitani. They would play together, 2 innocent cubs from rival families, sharing secrets and laughter. Kopa even developed a little crush on her. Their friendship was a secret, hidden from Zira's hateful eyes. Kopa, being so trusting, didn't understand the depth of Zira's hatred for his family. He saw Vitani as just a friend, another lion cub to play with. This connection, however, would put him directly in Zira's path. One day, while Kopa was exploring near the Outlands, he stumbled upon Zira. Filled with rage and seeing the perfect opportunity for vengeance, she attacked the young prince. The details of the attack are grim. Zira, a full-grown lioness driven by pure hatred, cornered the small, defenseless cub. Kopa was no match for her. He was left for dead, and the Pride Lands fell into mourning. Simba and Nala were devastated, believing their beloved son was gone forever. The grief was so profound that Kopa's name was never to be spoken again, a painful memory locked away. This is the tragic event that explains the somber mood at the beginning of The Lion King 2 and why Simba is so overprotective of his new daughter, Kiara. The loss of Kopa hardened Simba's heart. The joyful, carefree king we saw at the end of the first movie was replaced by a worried, fearful father. He couldn't bear the thought of losing another child. This is why he builds a wall of rules around Kiara, constantly watching her and forbidding her from venturing near the outlet. He knows the danger that lurks there because he's already paid the ultimate price. Zira and her followers were exiled by Simba for their loyalty to Scar and for what they did to Kopa. But is that really the end of Kopa's story? Many fans believe it isn't. The theory goes that Kopa wasn't actually killed in Zira's attack. He was severely injured, but he managed to escape. Lost, alone, and with no memory of who he was, he wandered far from the Pride Lands. He grew up in exile, perhaps under the care of other animals, slowly regaining his strength but not his identity. He became a rogue lion, living on the fringes, unaware of his royal heritage. Imagine a grown-up Copa, strong and resilient, living a completely different life. He might bear the scars of Zira's attack, both physical and emotional. This theory suggests that one day he might find his way back. Perhaps a chance encounter, a familiar scent on the wind, or a recurring dream could trigger his lost memories. What would happen if the lost prince returned to a Pride lands, now ruled by his sister Kiara and her mate, Kovu, the very son of his attacker? The drama would be incredible. Copa's return would throw the entire kingdom into chaos. How would Simba and Nala react to seeing the son they thought they had lost forever? How would Kiara feel about the brother she never knew she had? And the most compelling question, how would Copa react to Copa? Could he ever forgive the son of the lioness who tried to kill him and stole his life? It creates a fascinating what-if scenario that adds so much depth to the Lion King universe. While Copa's story is technically not part of the official movie canon, it remains a beloved piece of lore for dedicated fans. It fills the gap between the two films perfectly, explaining Simba's drastic personality change and the deep-seated conflict with Zira and the outsiders. It's a tale of innocence, lost, devastating tragedy, and the hope of a possible return. So next time you watch The Lion King 2, remember the story of the lost prince, Copa, whose ghost haunts the Pride Lands. What do you think? Do you believe Copa survived and will one day return? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into Lion King lore, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more. See you next time.